Hey, what's up guys? I'm gonna show you how to create a Medspa receptionist. It's gonna do three things. So it's gonna handle FAQs and queries, have a dynamic information retrieval function, which basically if they're a returning client, then you'll search the database for their information, and then you obviously have the information for the rest of the call, and it just makes it easier. And also how to handle appointments for new clients. All the templates will be down below. So if you're gonna use it, then a like would be good. And I'll show you the demo and then we'll get into the creation.
Thank you for calling Aurora Medical Spa. This is Sophia. How may I help you?
Hey Sophia, how much are your guys' dermal fillers?
Our dermal fillers range from $600 to $1,200 per syringe and can last anywhere from 6 to 18 months. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, can I book an appointment?
Are you a returning client with us, or would this be your first visit?
I'm a returning client.
Okay, let me look you up in our system. Oh yes, is this Demetri Higgins?
Yep.
Perfect. I see your last service with us was Botox. Are you looking to book another Botox appointment, or were you interested in trying something else today?
What was that service code that I just asked you about earlier?
You were asking about dermal fillers. Are you interested in booking a dermal filler appointment today?
Yeah.
Great. What day were you hoping to come in?
Can we do later today?
Okay, checking that now. Great. I have availability today. Would you prefer a morning appointment or something in the afternoon?
Can we do like, can we do, is there
What
any,
time works best for you?
can we do 1 p.m.?
I have availability. I have an opening at 1:30 p.m. today. Would that work for you?
Yep.
Perfect. Let me just confirm your information. Is your email still dementryh@gmail.com?
Yep.
And is this phone number still the best number to contact you on?
Yes.
Perfect. You're all set for Thursday, August 21st at 1:30 p.m. with Drive Martinez for your dermal fillers. You'll receive a confirmation text and email shortly. Just a quick reminder. Please arrive 15 minutes early for your appointment and avoid alcohol, blood thinners, and excessive sun exposure for 24 hours before your treatment. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Wonderful. We're so excited to see you again on Thursday. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, so that went pretty well. You can see I got the invitation as well. And yeah. So to get started, we'll come to Retell, create an account or login. So from there, we're going to click on import, click on choose a file, and I'm just going to choose the Medspa Receptionist, and I'm going to save that. So this is a multi-prompt agent. So when you click create an agent, you get voice agent multi-prompt, but obviously if you downloaded the file, then you just click on the one that was created. And then we got the general prompt here. So it basically just tells it that it's a receptionist and that it needs to handle FAQs and also appointment queries. And then down here in our prompt tree, if we click on edit prompt tree, you can see the main state, which is the prompt that we were just on. Then we've got the states of whether they're a new client or a returning client. You can just have this in the general prompt, but found that the agent was getting confused and whatnot. And so for the settings, I'm using GPT 2.5 Flash, and I'm using Jenny from Artesia, and I think I just got it on Sonic 2. And then for the functions, I've got end call. So I'll click on add, get end call, and I'll save that. Got no knowledge base. Then speech settings, I just leave it like this. You can turn on back channeling if you want. Like it says here, it's just gonna say, like yeah, like in the background of the conversation. Yeah, so that's the speech settings. Real-time transcription, I'll just put on remove noise and background speech, but I'll just leave it on optimized for speed, and then I'll put it on medical for vocabulary specialization. In the core settings, I just leave it like this. For the end call and silence, probably just put that to like 29 seconds. Max call duration should be like 5 minutes. Ring duration, it's not really applying to us because we're an inbound agent. And then for the post-call analysis, I've got nothing at the moment, but obviously you can add in whatever you want to add in. I'll probably put out a video on how to handle this stuff soon. Then we got security and fallback, got nothing set up here. There's a new feature here, personal info redaction, so just means to, in the recordings and transcripts, to not provide the person's information. So for the agent level webhook, I do have a webhook, but I'll show you how to do that when I show you how to connect the settings. And then I got no MCP. For the welcome message, I just got AI speaks first, and it just says, thank you for calling Aurora Medical Spa. This is Sophia. Are you looking to book an appointment, or were you calling about a service? And then obviously from there, it takes the route that the user wants to take. And then, like I said, if they said that they're a returning client or a new client, then it goes down the returning client path or goes down the new client path. And yeah, I won't go through the prompt too much because it's all going to be down below anyways. Basically just saying that if a client says that they're a returning client, it'll acknowledge that and then look them up using this get user info tool, and then welcome them back, ask them what service they want, and then, you know, just a normal appointment booking procedure. And then the new client is just the same booking procedure, but at the beginning it's getting the information because obviously they're a new client. And then, so to add these functions in, let me delete it. And then the reason why I just got them in the states is so that in the general prompt, it doesn't just call it randomly. So I'll click on add, and our first one, we may as well go with get user function. So let's go custom function, get user info. And then, so to get our API endpoint, we need to go to N8N. So come to N8N, log in or create an account. There's plenty of ways to self-host it. I got a video on how to self-host it. But yeah, once you're in, you want to click on create workflow. And then, so our first step will be a webhook. So let's go webhook. Get the production URL, change the method to a post, and just to map it out, we'll leave it as immediately. So from there, we need to paste our URL in here in the API endpoint, paste that in there. And then for the parameters, we're just going to be sending the user's phone number. We'll just click on format JSON. This will all be down below, but if you wanted to build this from scratch, you just grab this example 2, paste in the example, and say, create me a schema that sends my phone number. And then, yeah, I'm not sure if this would work. I don't know what that's all about. You can just remove that pattern anyways, and then just have it as required, and then phone number. I'll just use the one that I've already got. And then we'll just have it speak during execution. I'll just say, okay, let me check that. Alright, and then I'll click on save. And then, so let's test the chat while we're creating these functions. So, we can book an appointment. Wonderful, you're a returning client with us, or will this be your first visit? I'll say I'm a returning client. And so it's going to run the get user info here. Yep, so okay, let me look you up in our system. And then you can see it didn't return anything, right? Because if we come back to N8N, it's just a webhook here. And I didn't even activate it, so let's activate it. So I got it. See if it came through anyways. Let me do this again. I'm a returning client. Okay, and so there's a bit of a problem with Retell right now. I don't know why. If anybody knows why, it's like creating dummy knowledge when we haven't been sending it. But anyways, what we'll do is we'll come back to the N8N workflow, and then we'll go to executions, and then we'll click on copy to editor from here. Well, let's check it out first. But so close the headers, close the call, and you can see the name is get user info, and then the phone number that was just here. So from here, what we want to do is add a switch. So the first one will be name, and then we'll go equal to get user info. So that just allows it to pass through this switch here. And then, so from there, we will add a Airtable node, search records. Okay, and so now we're going to need to come to Airtable. So just using the Airtable as a demo CRM, but obviously if you have your own CRM, then you need to connect it up that way. But sign up or create an account. So once you're in, I've already got a table, but you don't want to create a table. So in my table, all I've got is my name, my phone number, my email, my last service, and the GP. So we need to connect our Airtable account. So to connect that, what we would need to do is come back to the main menu, and then come to this top right. I don't know if you can see it or not. Come to Builder Hub, and then you want to create a token. And then for this, I'll just go tutorial. For the scopes, you want to add all of these. So all the record data and comments, and also these schemas. And then for the access, you want to click on add base, and then choose the base that you just created. So For me, that's clinic demo. And I'll click on create token. I'll copy that. I will click on create new credential. I'll paste in my token and I'll save that. And then if we come to the base and we go from list, you can see clinic demos there, and then my table was table 1. And then, so what we need to do now is filter by formula. So this phone number is wrong, but actually we probably won't even be using the arg when it's actually running from a number. So what we do is, so we go equals, and then what we do from here is we close this off with curly brackets, and then in the curly brackets, what we want to do is this column right here. So what we want to do is go phone number, exactly how it's spelled in the, okay, with the lowercase n, but exactly how it's spelled in that table. And then we'll put this in expression, and we'll grab this phone number arg here, and we'll just put it right between those apostrophes. And then it's not going to work because that's not my number in the table, so it's not going to return it. But let's say I just hard-coded this number, paste that in there, execute step, then it returns with my information. And then we need to go options and go add option, go output fields, and I just like to put out all of them. So we'll leave it like that for now. Sweet. And so I'll just rename this get user info. And then from there, we'll just have a respond to webhook node. And this will just be a JSON. And then, so I've already created this, but I'll just paste it in and put it on expression. And then you can see it's just sending the name, the GP, the email, the current time, and the last service. And so the reason why I do this is just so it's easier for the agent to see what's being returned. And then in our workflow, let's change this webhook to respond to webhook node using respond to webhook node. And then let's save that. And let's put our actual number in there, or not our actual number, but the number in the Airtable. So I'll just copy this, paste it in the phone number, and I'll save that. And we'll just run through this again. Okay, and then you can see it ran get user info. So it used my phone number that I mapped out before in the variables. And then it returned me, so it says, oh yes, this is Dimitri Higgins, perfect, I see your last service with us was Botox. Are you looking to book another Botox appointment, or were you interested in trying something else today? Let's check the workflow, so let's go executions. So this one that just ran, then you can see it searched the Airtable for that phone number that I provided, it returned the information, and then put respond to webhook node. So I'll just say, I'll go with the Botox again. So I'll go with the Botox again. That sounds perfect. What day were you hoping to come in? And so now we need to set up the get date availability. So let's click on add. Let's go custom function and just name it get date availability. And then we need to grab that same URL. So I'll grab this, I'll go production URL, I'll copy that and I'll paste that in there. You can add a description. I just added this in, check appointment availability for a specific day, use Pacific Auckland time zone. For all date calculations, convert relative dates like tomorrow, next week, Monday, etc. to year, month, date format. And then for the JSON, I'll just paste this in. All I'm sending is the requested date. We'll have it speak during execution. And I'll just have it say the same thing, K. I like to use the M dash because the AI knows that that's when it's sort of like meant to take a pause in speaking. Okay, checking that now. And obviously you can choose whatever you want it to say or not say, but I'll save that. And then, so that sounds perfect. What day we're hoping to come in, I'll just say today. Okay, so it ran it, but obviously it didn't return anything because we haven't set it up. And so let's come back to init, let's go executions, and let's grab this one that just ran. So copy to editor, and I'll unpin that. And so we won't go through the webhook because we just saw what it sent through, but if we come to the switch, we need to add a routing rule. And let's copy this JSON body name. Let's paste that in there. And then let's close this as well. Close the call. And then you can see the name is get day availability. And we just paste that in there. And then, so from there, let's execute the step, send that through. And so from there, what I'm gonna do is, well, first let's, I'm gonna set the time zone to my time zone. And I'll hit save. And then from there, we'll grab a date and time node. And we'll grab get current date, make sure that it has the current time as well. Might not make sense why we're grabbing the current date, but it'll make sense in a bit. Our next one is going to be a edit fields, so let's go edit fields. And then from here we need to click on add field. The first name will be start time, and then the second field will be end day. And then, so I'm just going to paste in the string, paste that in there, and I'm gonna paste it in the same string at the bottom. But what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna move this to remove the 0 and put it to 19, so that means it's 7 p.m. in 24-hour time. And then the reason why it's red is because this webhook is called Webhook. So let me rename it to tool called Webhook, rename that. And then if I come to edit fields, you can see it's green now. So that just means that the tool called Webhook, the requested date, which was 2025-08-21, which is today, because I said, can we do today? And so it's setting these fields for 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. So next what we're going to do is add a calendar node. So Google Calendar, and then we'll go get many events. And then we obviously need to choose our calendar. So I'll click my calendar and I'll click on execute previous nodes. And so to connect your calendar, so what you need to do is create your account, and then once you get to this dashboard, what you want to do is first you want to click on search and go for calendar, Google Calendar API. Your one will say enabled if this is your first time using Google Cloud, but mine says managed, so just click on enable. And then what you want to do is come to APIs and services, come to credentials, click on create credentials, go OAuth client ID. For application type, put web application, and then for the name, I'm just going to put tutorial. Authorize redirect URIs, you want to click on add, and then in your editing workflow, I'll click on create new credential, but I will copy this redirect URL and I'll paste that in there, and I'll click on create. Okay, and then from there, you can see we've got our client ID and our client secret. So I'll copy this and I'll put that in ID. I'll copy the secret and I'll put that in secret, and I'll click sign in with Google. And then I'll choose my Google account. I'll click continue, continue again. And yeah, so that's connected now. And then one last step, well, we've got 2 steps that you need to make sure you have to actually have access to your calendar. So come to the OAuth consent screen, first click on audience, and you want to make sure you add yourself as a user and the test users down here. And then you want to go to data access as well, and you want to click on add or remove scopes, and then you search up calendar, Google Calendar API, and then you want to choose what they have scope to. Once you've connected that, what you want to do is remove this after, and you want to map out that start time, and then the before, you want to map out that end day that we just created. So if we click on return all, and then we click on execute steps, you can see I've got 2 events here. So if we check that, you can see I've got 2 events here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a code node. So go plus, go code. So I'm just going to paste in this code that I already have, and I'll click execute step. And so if we check the calendar, you can see I've got an appointment at, I think that's 4:30 and 5:30. So if we come to the slots, if we look for 4:30, there's no available time there, and there's no available slot at 5:30 as well. So this code node just allows us to filter through it. And then if we see the current time, it's 10:29. So it's filtered the past time as well to make sure that the agent doesn't provide those times. It's already in the past. And so our next step will be a respond to Webhook. So respond to Webhook. And then we're going to put a JSON. I'll just paste in the JSON that I've got. And so this is just going to send the agent response. So if we come to this code node, you can see it's got agent response here. And then it's also got the available times. So if we open this up, it's got 10:30, 11, everything. And so let's save that. Come back to the agent and let's test it again. So I'll see today. Okay, and you can see it ran get day availability for today, and the tool result was all the stuff that we just had. So it's going to say, great, I have availability on Thursday. Would you prefer a morning appointment or something in the afternoon? I'll just say afternoon. And so it says I have afternoon availability from 12 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., which would work best for you. And that is pretty true. There's a couple slots taken, but that's still pretty true. And so I'll just say, let's do 1 p.m. So it's going to confirm with me my information like I did in the demo. And that's why we run the get user info, right? So we don't have to do all the information extraction with the agent. Say yes. And I'll say yes. And so it's meant to run book appointment now because we've confirmed everything, which is why it's stuck. But let's add book appointment in ourselves. So let's go add. Let's go custom function, and I'll go book appointment. For the description, I'll just say books the appointment once all information is confirmed. And so once again, let's grab the URL. So come to the tool called Webhook, grab the production URL, paste that in the API endpoint for the schema, I'll just paste it in there, and you can see I'm sending the appointment start time, the appointment end time, and then the client's name, phone, email, their service interest, the practitioner, and then the appointment type. So it will probably be the same as the service interest, and then if they're an existing client or not. Then we just format the JSON, and I'll just have it save. Then I'll save that. So let me send that through again. I'll just say yes. So I ran book appointment and it says that it's all set, but I already know that's not true because I haven't set it up. So let's come back to the NNM workflow, and if I come to the executions and we click on this last run, so you can see it didn't filter through because there's no book appointment in the switch. So let's copy to editor, unpin that, and add a routing rule. Do the same thing, copy the JSON body name, paste it in there, and then this is going to be equal to book appointment. So let's close this headers. Close the call, and you can see the name as book appointment there. And then so from here you can just have it book the appointment straight away, right? Because you've already got the appointment end time and the appointment start time. But what I like to do is add a code node. I'll just paste in this code, and then I'll execute the step, and then I just like to have it create a description for the calendar and a title for the calendar. And then so we'll add a another calendar node in, and this one will be create an event. And so from here what we'll do is we'll grab it from the webhook, so cool, and grab these args here. And so for the end time, I'm just going to map that out there and read this, and then for the start time I'm going to put the start time in. And so from here we'll go add field, we'll go attendees, we'll go description, we'll go summary, and then you can put a location in if you want for your actual Medspa. But for attendees I'm just going to put the client email. For the description we'll come back to this code node and we'll put in the description, and then for the summary we'll put in the summary, which is just the title. Make sure you connect your calendar. So from there all we'll do is we'll add a responsive webhook. I'll leave it on all incoming items for this one. So I'll run through that again. So yes. Okay, and then so it says that it booked the appointment, so it's all result, it's all good. So let's check the execution. Let's check this last one that ran. You can see it ran straight through, created an appointment. So if we come to the calendar, you can see there's this one at 1 p.m, the aesthetic consultation, and this obviously needs to be fixed. So that's how you have it book appointments. And then so the next step that I just like to add on is the email invite. So if we just go add another code node, and so why I do this after the response to webhook is so that the agent can get the information faster, right? So if we add the email node before the response to webhook node, that's like an extra second that the user's got to wait for the response, right? And so I'll add this code node in, and I'll paste in this code, and then I'll execute the step. And so you can see it comes up with a email subject and an email body here. So next all we'll do is go Gmail. So obviously you can send this to your CRM, whatnot, but I'll just go send a message. And then for the two, I'll put the client email. And then for the subject, we'll put the email subject. For the message, we'll put the email body. Put the HTML as text. And then we'll save that. And then all you need to do now is come to new client and then paste in the get day availability and the book appointment tools, because they're the exact same. But yeah, that's how you create that. Super easy. If you need to connect your Gmail node, you need to come back to your cloud platform, add in the scopes, come to Gmail, search up Gmail, and then that Gmail API. Then you want to click on enable, do the same thing, right? Come to create new credential, add your client ID, add your client secret, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. So all we need to do now is test it. So let's go back to the main menu. Okay, and so now we need to add a phone number to it. So come to phone numbers on this left hand side. And so if you're in America, you can just click on plus, go buy a new number, and you can just search up your area code or just buy one of these. But I'm from New Zealand, so it won't ring me. So I've already got my number here. I've got a video on how to connect Twilio to Retell. But yeah, so now I just need to go inbound agent and click on Medspa Receptionist. What I'll do real quick is I'll just call it real quick. So I'll go 3, 5, 4, 7, hold it up.
Thank you for calling Aurora Medical.
Okay, so I just called it. Oh, I forgot. And the last thing that I'll show you is just this thing that I just did for this agent. So what we'll do is let's copy this and put JSON body, and we'll go event. So we'll go call underscore started. Then I just like to do a respond and a response to webhook. And what I do is go JSON, and then replace this as current time. And then the value I put is now, and make sure that's an expression. And so what this does, right? So whenever a call starts, it'll run through this workflow and the current time will get sent to the agent, because the AI agents still have a problem with getting the current time. And what we need to do here now is grab the production URL, come back to our agent, go Webhook settings, and paste that in the agent Webhook. Okay, so I'll call it up now.
Thank you for calling Aurora Medical Spa. This is Sophia. How may I help you?
Hey Sophia, how much are your guys' dermal fillers?
Our dermal fillers range from $600 to $1,200 per syringe and can last anywhere from 6 to 18 months. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, can I book an appointment?
Are you a returning client with us, or would this be your first visit?
I'm a returning client.
Okay, let me look you up in our system. Oh yes, is this Demetri Higgins?
Yep.
Perfect. I see your last service with us was Botox. Are you looking to book another Botox appointment, or were you interested in trying something else today?
What was that service code that I just asked you about earlier?
You were asking about dermal fillers. Are you interested in booking a dermal filler appointment today?
Yeah.
Great. What day were you hoping to come in?
Can we do later today?
Okay, checking that now. Great. I have availability today. Would you prefer a morning appointment or something in the afternoon?
Can we do like, is there
What
any,
time works best for you?
can we do 1 p.m.?
I have availability. I have an opening at 1:30 p.m. today. Would that work for you?
Yep.
Perfect. Let me just confirm your information. Is your email still dementryh@gmail.com?
Yep.
And is this phone number still the best number to contact you on?
Yes.
Perfect. You're all set for Thursday, August 21st at 1:30 p.m. with Drive Martinez for your dermal fillers. You'll receive a confirmation text and email shortly. Just a quick reminder. Please arrive 15 minutes early for your appointment and avoid alcohol, blood thinners, and excessive sun exposure for 24 hours before your treatment. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Wonderful. We're so excited to see you again on Thursday. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, so that went pretty well. You can see I got the invitation as well. Yeah, so everything will be down below. So if you're going to use it, then like I said, leave a like or subscribe would be good. I'll probably just put out a bunch of these videos, so would be good to subscribe if you just want a bunch of free templates. If you like the video, then like the video. Comment something else you guys might want to see. If you guys want any agents built for your business, then there'll be a calendar down below. If you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, and hit subscribe if you want to see more content around AI agents, automations and tools.